What's the last question?
What do you think is more efficient or more useful to slip dodge punches or to block them? What do you think is a better way to deal with them? Or if you do both, when is it better to do one versus the other?
Slipping and dodging is the best, for sure, because you don't have to sustain any type of force at all, but it requires a lot of mastery of technique. Like people, even boxers, they have to train like many years to be able to slip punches and dodge them. Like you have to be very good at what you do, and that's the ultimate way of self-defense is slipping and dodging.
Okay.
So you gotta train as if the person has a knife, and you can't afford to block because you'll get sliced up. So the best way is slipping and dodging. That's by far. The blocks is just, that's just the way of the next. That's the thing that you do when you can't slip and dodge is you block.
It's your safety measure.
Yeah, so the blocking is like a secondary precaution in case the slip didn't work. Now you blocked it. So, but you always want to master your technique to slip them if you can, or to dodge it. The blocks, sometimes they could be a setup to the techniques. But obviously, you have to use all of them.
Right.
But the best is the slipping and the dodging, for sure. But even for me, I always have my hands up just in case the slip doesn't work. Like there's just absolutely no reason to not have my hands up.
Right.
Like boxers do that sometimes because their gloves are so damn big that they need room to operate their punches.
Right.
So they don't, because if you put the glove up, you can't see shit. So then they start slipping shit with their hands down. But in real fighting, you don't need to do that.
Right.
You can slip and have your hands up and still see everything and still counter back. But yeah, that's what it is. And boxing is very different because they're punching their heads a lot. And there's a lot of trauma going on up here, causing the CT and all this shit. But in real fighting, you don't need that much head trauma. Most of the clashing happens with the arms. So it's clashing of arms. So that's why in Kung Fu, they build the arms up really strong.
Right.
Because there's a lot of clashing. When they punch at you, you clash arms. You're constantly clashing arms. You're not clashing. You're not using your head to stop the punch. You're using your arms to stop the punch.
Right.
So when you train in real combat, you're sustaining very minimal head injury.
Right.
It's all conditioning of the limbs. So clashing of the arms, clashing of the shins, like those are the areas that are going to sustain impact.
Right.
Your stomach, your thighs, and these are all muscles and some bones that they're going to help you. You still live longer. Like you might have an achy leg, but you still live. But when you keep getting your head pounded in for sparring, for competitions, for all this other shit, you're really taking away your health.
Right.
So that's why boxing is very unsafe and unhealthy compared to like real martial arts. Real martial arts deals with the real, but it's actually safer because you're protecting your brain.
Right.
So you're using your limbs to protect your brain. So when we spar, when you're really good at sparring, you barely get hit in the face. Like you're clashing arms a lot.
Yeah.
You're clashing legs, but you barely ever get hit in the face because you get out the way and you slip punches and everything. And if they get a headshot in there, it's a big thing. It's something where that shouldn't have happened, and I need to go back to the drawing board. So you might just get hit one time and then you gotta learn from that. But in boxing, you get hit multiple times within a match. You might get hit like 200 times in the head.
Right, and that's a guarantee. Like if you're boxing, you're guaranteed to get hit.
Yeah, because it's very different. Like they can't kick, they can't do none of that stuff. So it's all punching.
Right.
And you're gonna get tired, and eventually you can start getting hit. But in sparring in here, when we get tired, we stop, and there's kicks involved, so they can't just come in there and punch you because they got to worry about getting kicked.
Right.
So there's really minimum contact to the head because there's all these other factors involved.
Right.
And it makes it a lot safer, but then more real.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. So it's but yeah, slipping and dodging definitely. for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you train? Do you train like slipping and dodging like a boxer? Like you just ask someone to slowly,
Yeah.
throw strikes and you just practice your slipping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that for sure. Work a lot of drills. The wooden dummy helps a lot. And you don't you don't necessarily need somebody throwing punches because it's just a straight line attack.
That's true.
You just kind of use your imagination. You can even have a rope because that's what a lot of boxers do. They just have a rope. Just go under the rope. You even have the barbell thing sticking out, and you just kind of slip.
Oh,
Barbell.
yeah.
You know, you just work your imagination, shadow, look at the mirror, and just look at your movement. It's just slight movements of the head.
Right.
You know, just that's all it is, like moving back. You gotta work on all that stuff, and then that's you know, there's a lot involved. You know, footwork,
Yeah.
distance control, all that shit, and working with different people from different heights. So then you gotta be able to judge how far they can reach with their punches and stuff like that.
Right.
So working with a lot of people is important, of course, but not just like in a static situation, like them stepping forward, trying to
Right.
really punch you and fake you out, because that's a big thing, like faking you out and then punching you. You gotta work with all these different things, but just working with people that really are good, really fast, you can't recreate that. So when you spar with me, you may never be able to spar with somebody at this level.
Right.
To be able to give you the techniques to really help you work on that, you know, because if you never sparred against Mayweather, then you'll never be tested in that way.
Right.
You know, so it really is on who you're sparring with, not just because you sparred. Oh, I sparred my little brother, or I sparred my mom. You know, like no, it's like who did you spar with?
Right. Right.
Then that will dictate how good you can get, because the person that you're sparring with, if they're really good, then that'll help you get better. Because then they're coming at you with something really fast, and they're coming at you with a lot of fakes and feints and movement that you're just not used to, and then that is what enhances you, right? So if boxers are just boxing amongst each other, they never ever encountered a kickboxer or a wrestler or whatever, then they're living in a bubble.
Right.
But the more you spar with all these different people, then you're not in that bubble anymore, right? And then you get used to it, and then you get better because now you're working with all these different people, you know. But yeah, that's good.